Sports fans, what's going on? Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS, coming at your free play of the day in Texas and Xavier. First half play and second half play. As you can see to the left, it is right there. But listen for a little bit of insight as well as a special deal. $10 7-unit top tier play of the day. That goes off in the Houston and Miami game. So get on board that. The link is in the description. We are live. So we'll get right on into it. No beating around the bush here. Yesterday, absolutely garbage in the Sweet 16. Tough finish in the UCLA game on the money line there. It was just a terrible day, start to finish. Look to get back at it here today. We're going with the cheap day, $10. Get you on board. One of my favorite plays of the NCAA tournament so far. But as far as the free play, Texas, first half, -2. Xavier, second half. Why is that? Well, I like Xavier, but they've had a lack of ambition in the first half of some of these games. Pittsburgh was the first game in a while where they came out firing. I think Texas they match up all right, but the one thing about this game is that Texas will be playing in an arena where they are familiar. The Big 12 championship was held at this arena, and as we know, Texas won the Big 12 championship. So they've played multiple games here over the past month. They are used to it. They're used to the surroundings, the shooting backdrop, and everything about it. For a team like Xavier, who shoots very well from the three-point line, they usually take a little bit of time to get used to it, to get acquainted. It was the same thing with the UCLA-Gonzaga game yesterday. Had UCLA in the first half and the full game, and then had Gonzaga in the second half. The reason I had UCLA is because of the same thing. They played the Pac-12 championship in that gym in Las Vegas. They were used to it. You could tell they came out ready to play. Gonzaga started out a little bit slow before catching fire. I think it'll be a very similar outlook today, and we'll be looking to attack that from that position. So, Texas, very good across the board. The one issue I have with Texas is they take the foot off the gas. It has happened time in and time out. The only game where they didn't was in the Big 12 championship against Kansas. I think Xavier comes back and wins this game. I think Texas, so I'll be taking Xavier second half as well as Xavier live money line. I think Xavier will come out firing in the second half. They've got a little 5-out offense, or the idea to put Cooch on the Cooch, whatever his name is, down on the block, and they got the big height advantage. Now, if Texas decides to double team, Xavier's one of the best three-point shooting teams in college basketball. They shoot 40% from three. They've got 5 different guys who can light it up. The one thing Xavier does lack is depth. But, it's March. They've got their 6 guys ready to roll, and I think they get after it in the second half. The one thing I'll say about it is Kunkel really got on Suleiman Boom. I think Boom is one of the better point guards in the country. But once again, he started out slow. Game in, game out. He's just been slow out of the gates. And once he gets going is when Xavier gets going. And I think Xavier's one of these teams, against Pittsburgh, was the only time they started out hot, and that was because Kunkel started out, 6 or 7 from three-point range. Once again, if that happens, you're probably going to cover a first half. But I don't think Xavier starts out fast this game. Texas has been great out of the gate early, and especially under the new head coach. So we'll be going with Texas first half -2 and Xavier live money line as well as Xavier second half spread. So if you're looking to get on board, big premium action, ghostpicksats.com. The link is in the description. It'll also be down in the comments. $10 for a 7-unit play of the day. It's in Miami and Houston. So get on board that if you want some premium action. Then, as far as NBA DFS goes, let me pull that one up. So NBA DFS has been on fire. The past 3 times out, we've placed in the top 10 percentile, paying out 6 to 10x, somewhere in that range. My top guy today is going to be Kristaps Porzingis. So the Wizards are in a position where they kind of need to win. They've been a weird team this year. Don't know if they're tanking or if they're going for the win. But they're on the outside of the playoffs looking in. No Kuzma, no Brad Beal. Porzingis has had almost a 20% increase in usage with them off the court. So we'll be looking for Kristaps at the 4. And at the 5, I like Albert Sengun from the Rockets. I also like a couple other guys if you are interested in that. NBA DFS is always available on the Ghost Picks ATS website as well. But while I'm on it, I guess I might as well give you some more of the lower tier guys. So those are some of the top guys I like today. As far as some of the strategy for NBA DFS today, I will be laying off the Wizards and the Spurs game other than Porzingis. I'll also be laying off a couple of these games where I think they could be blowouts. So Toronto and Detroit, staying away there. Dallas and Charlotte, I'm staying away there. I like the Utah-Milwaukee game. I like targeting that game and the Sacramento-Phoenix game. I think Devin Booker and Cameron Payne could both be put into a lineup. I think both those guys in a relatively kind of must-win game. They're looking to lock in that 3 seed. I think both those guys, for what their cost is, in a game where projected 240 so points, I think that's very nice. And then you got the Bucks. I think targeting some of the Bucks cheaper guys is the route today. You're missing Jay Crowder. You're missing Chris Middleton is another name. There's a couple guys in that Bucks roster who will not be there. Bucks on the road in Utah. Who am I going with? My guy Joe Ingles in his comeback game to Utah. I think Joe Ingles, who his usage has been bumped up, especially with Chris Middleton out of the lineup. Now you add Jay Crowder as well. I think he's good for 20 fantasy points today with an upside much bigger than that. And the other guy I like is Pat Connaughton. If Pat Connaughton's stroking the 3 ball, he's a great DFS player because he's always rebounding. He gets those free points. Utah, Milwaukee, that total's up there pretty high. I do expect a good amount of action in that one. And then the other high total, which I'm kind of staying away from, is the Warriors and the Sixers. Warriors at home, pretty much a must-win game at home. I expect the Warriors to kind of run away with this one. So you can almost add that to a free play there. So free plays of the day. Texas first half, Xavier second half. I'm going to take the Warriors minus the points tonight. So stay away from them in fantasy. And Porzingis, my top dog. Ingles, Connaughton, Cameron Payne, lineup filler-outers there. Final guy, Trenton Watford, center for the Portland Trail Blazers. With Nurkic is doubtful, so that's something to keep an eye on as I head into it. NBA DFS is always tough because you don't really know until like the final damn hour or so. So I like to keep those options open. But Trenton Watford will be definitely one of my centers for fantasy basketball tonight. I think that with Nurkic out, he's got some serious minutes and big upside. So good luck. God bless. Grind on. 8 minutes in and out on your way. $10. Top tier play of the day. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Look to bounce back here today in a big way. Good luck. God bless. Grind on. Catch you back here tomorrow. I'm out.